welcome back. So we've got a little bit of royal news, a lot of royal gossip. There is a story that came out. I wanted to do a video on Saturday, but I knew when this story broke that it was going to develop because I knew that Harry was going to be furious. And sure enough, that boy has been running back and forth to the media, I think, every single day. But before we get on to the Mona of Montecito, let's start off with that beautiful spoonful of sugar that we always need, and it's the Princess of Wales. Last week, Catherine, Princess of Wales, made an appearance and she was looking rather lovely, as always, in a forest green Veronica beard suit, as she paid a visit to animators who were working on a video series for her Royal Foundation Centre for Early Childhood. Catherine said that the films showcase how adults can create loving and nurturing interactions with children, helping to foster social and emotional development during their earliest years. These core social and emotional skills are essential in forming healthy relationships and are fundamental building blocks that carry us through life. Catherine has spent several years, if not now the best part of a decade, working with teams of psychiatrists, doctors, care workers, teachers and specialists in the fields of child development as part of her Centre for Early Childhood and her Shaping Us campaign. Much like her husband Prince William, she is closely involved with her projects, and being a mother of 3 children, raising awareness and helping other parents and of course caregivers is something that she feels very passionately about. And you can tell this is something that she genuinely loves and feels very strongly about, as is also a core principle that is always at the centre, not just of her projects, but also the majority of Prince William's as well, and that is to do with mental health. Both Catherine and William are trying hard to change the stigma that surrounds this. These short videos will be used by people who work with babies, children and families to help teach the importance of having a happy and healthy child with strong emotional and of course social development skills, how it gives them the best starting blocks. If you have an happy child, hopefully they will grow into happy teenagers and happy adults. Now I can hear some of you scoffing. Yes, I agree. It's pretty hard to tell if your teenager is happy or unhappy. I think it's one of life's little enigmas sent to puzzle us. But one person who certainly doesn't puzzle us at all, and he had every opportunity given to him as a small child, including an incredibly loving and supportive family. Plus, of course, he had nannies. He grew up in the same household as this fine gentleman, yet these two couldn't be more different. And Harry, rather than turning into a happy and healthy adult, he has turned into someone that each year that goes by, he is becoming more angry and more bitter. So of course, most of you would have had to have been living under a rock if you haven't heard about the issues going on with Harry's charity he founded alongside Prince Sisu of Lesotho, Centre Bali, and the hostile takeover that has left Harry enraged. Harry is now officially on the rampage with one woman in his sights. He is determined to let the world know his anger and his outrage over his apparent life's work being taken away from him. For over 5 years, Harry had never bothered going to see Centre Bali in action. Harry hadn't gone over and spent time with the children in Lesotho or in Botswana. Harry has, of course, raised money through polo matches, but he's meant to be the founder. If this was his reported life's work, raising money for them should have been a continuous thing, not used as an occasional way to spend time with your rich friends swanning around the world and, of course, going on stage and getting rounds of applause, posing with the trophy and having your wife having her Diana moment kissing you on stage. I never saw any of the other wives of all of the other polo players, a lot of them a lot more successful in the field. You never saw their wives going up on stage and posing and snogging them. But of course, like everything else, it became another PR machine for Harry and Meghan, and that's where that explosion first started. Harry has now officially quit Centre Barley as the Charity Commission's investigation did not rule in Harry's favour. What that means is they did not kick out Dr. Sophie Chanduka, and he is now very, very angry. Whilst the charity watchdog did reprimand Harry and the former trustees, no one escaped criticism, including Sophie Chanduka. The statement that was released said the trustees' failure to resolve disputes internally severely impacted the charity's reputation and risked undermining public trust in charities more generally. Yes, of course, I think anybody with some common sense, as soon as there's a scandal around a charity, people, big donors, think, I don't want to be involved in anything that's going on. But for them to turn around and say that they should have handled it privately, it was Harry and the former trustees that decided to go to the media. They were the ones that struck, as it were, first. Sophie, remember, had already put in the investigation request to the Charity Commission. She hadn't gone running to the newspapers. She already felt that she had been bullied when they tried to oust her. We didn't find out about that until there had been about 5 exclusives from Harry's friends, Harry himself, and then of course the former trustees, all bashing her, making her out to be some sort of tyrant. Then she appeared on TV being interviewed by Trevor Phillips. I don't think anybody can blame her after finally coming out and saying, look, this needs to stop. Because of course those attacks on her were damaging Centre Barley further. She had every right to defend herself, but also to defend the organisation. Now, the Charity Commission did also say that Centre Barley was guilty of bad management and they ruled there had been poor governance previously. These were Sophie's complaints. She was the one, as I said, that went to the Charity Commission that started this whole ball rolling and the epic fallout when they tried to remove her. But let's not forget why they tried to remove Sophie. She was fine in that position, according to Harry, until she refused to defend Meghan after Meghan treated her rudely at the polo and the world's media picked up on it. He went to Dr. Sophie and he told her that she needed to give a statement defending his wife. Why should she? Meghan was openly rude, but she didn't do it out of spite, is my understanding. She just said, I'm not going to allow Centre Barley to be used as an extension of yours and your wife's PR, the same way that Harry and Meghan use other charities when they need a positive PR boost, or Harry and Meghan proving to the world how in love that they are. Now, the Charity Commission did also state that they had not found any evidence of systematic bullying, harassment, misogynoir. However, they do acknowledge the strong perception of ill treatment felt by a number of parties and the impact this may have had on them. So this is where Harry and his sources quickly went running to the newspapers declaring victory, trying to make out that Sophie Chanduka's complaints were completely unfounded. She is a liar. They are not guilty of doing anything wrong. But Centre Barley were quick to come back and say, look, the Charity Commission's investigation was to check on the governance. Are procedures in place? What's in place to stop this happening again? Are the funds being misspent? And at the end of the day, they ruled to keep Sophie on as the chair and the new trustees. So what does that tell you? Now, as for admonishing all parties, it was obvious that it was Harry and the trustees and his friends that decided to go to the media first. They tried to smear Sophie Chanduka before the media got hold of this story. And I'm sorry, if she was some sort of tyrant, why did they elect her after she had been on the board for, I think it was like the best part of a decade? Why did they elect her as chair? When the Charity Commission released their decision, Harry was very, very quick to let it be known his devastation at the hostile takeover and that the Charity Commission was sitting so far on the fence that their feet were not touching the ground. But soon we'll see the charity accounts and we'll be able to tell how successful or otherwise she, meaning Sophie Chanduka, has been. What a rude, arrogant, imperious statement. It's got Prince Harry's, crayon-coloured fingerprints all over it. Harry has since also written to the Charity Commission. He has complained about Sophie Chanduka's conduct since and said that Sophie has revisited highly charged and damaging allegations. One source told another outlet that Centre Barley, or rather Sophie in so many words, is pitiful for raising the fact that the investigation did not clear Harry or the trustees from her complaints of ill treatment. It seems that Harry is definitely not done with targeting Sophie and he's out for all-out revenge. And I'm sorry, we've seen this before. We saw it all play out with the royal family when he didn't get his own way. But a story that's been leaked, or rather an exclusive, has been given regarding the evil Sophie Chanduka. Did you know that she demanded $3,000 a day for her services to work at Centre Barley? Yep, a source told a media outlet that she had requested the large sums for her time. This apparently raised eyebrows among the trustees because it was in stark contrast to the selfless pro bono spirit in which most serve. That to me sounds like Meghan's got her fingers over that statement. But it tags on to the article the next paragraph down, which is obviously trying to make Sophie yet again to be the villain. But she did, in fact, work pro bono. So what you're saying is she did actually work for free. So why have you done a statement saying she demanded this money, but then she ended up working for free? It's a bit of a non-story, isn't it? It's all about trying to smear her. Now, in another story regarding this that's come out, and I'm so glad I waited a couple of days because I knew that this was going to turn into like a tennis match again. Harry, through sources, it really irritates me, but basically Harry has turned around and said that he's considering starting up a rival charity. He is going to, alongside Prince Sisu, who has actually remained quiet throughout of all of this. It's only Harry's camp that have been doing this war of words with Centre Barley, but he said that he wants to create another organisation within Lesotho, perhaps purely in Lesotho, to help the children and to obviously rival Centre Barley. And I'm sorry, but I just cannot see who that helps. There are children that are already being helped by Centre Barley, and surely that would run the risk of taking opportunities away from them. If Harry truly believed in Centre Barley's mission, okay, this was his life's work, and that it was running perfectly fine and doing what it was intended to do until this recent takeover, surely you wouldn't want to try and completely destroy it. To run to the media and to say that he wants to set up a rival charity sounds childish, petty, and more about his ego. And this is just oh so familiar with him. At the end of the day, the Charity Commission have said that they are happy for the chair and the new trustees to remain regardless if Harry walks away. Clearly, they are happy in that ruling that their issues of the previous poor governance has been resolved, that the organisation is going to continue to improve in itself under the new management. So of course, Harry now has a new target for his rage. He is not happy yet again that he's not got his own way, and we all know what happens to Harry when he's told no and things don't go in his favour. Harry will no doubt be appearing on our TV sets soon because he will want to get his side of the story across. Of course, him playing the victim and Sophie Chanduka being the evil dictator. Sorry, Harry, we've seen this play out all before. You can't keep playing the same tune with expecting people to follow along with it. I think if Harry does continue on this path and tries to burn Centre Barley to the ground, it just makes him look worse in all of this, because if he genuinely cared about the children of Lesotho and Botswana and all of those being helped by Centre Barley, he wouldn't be so hell-bent on trying to turn it to ashes. But much like everything else with Harry, where he says that he's going to take on the dragons and just ends up a scorched mess himself, I'm sure, no doubt, we will have a TV documentary coming soon where Harry will be sitting there, again painting out that he is a victim of the establishment and someone has ruled incorrectly, and he's this sweet little choir boy sitting in the middle of all of this mess as people cruelly take everything that he deserves because he was born Prince Harry away from him. You can see it, you can almost hear it already. But I will say, I believe that Harry has definitely crossed the wrong woman. Sophie Chanduka is highly educated, she's well respected, she has got a lot of experience working across a lot of countries. This is a strong black woman who is not going to allow herself to be bullied in the media by a rich, entitled, arrogant, spoilt, trust fund baby prince who, let's be honest, has a bit of a white saviour complex. He likes to use Africa on the odd occasion, the same as he does, of course, the veterans when Harry needs a good PR boost. If Harry truly cared about the children in Africa, you think he would have a lot more to say to do with African parks and the children of the Baka tribes people. Once it came out that the allegations have in fact been true, you think Harry would have quit in disgust. But no, he didn't, and Harry is still on the board of directors and hasn't said a word, despite the fact that they found that all of those awful atrocities are in fact being carried out, and Harry is still with them. So that tells you everything about Harry's scruples, as in, I don't think he has any. And it does make me wonder, and this is just purely my opinion, is Harry angry at Sophie Chanduka because she took his life's work away? Or is he just angry that she snipped off the purse strings, perhaps for another organisation that he likes to dip in and out of when it suits? I'll let you make your decisions on that one, guys, and I will be back with you very soon. Take care for now. Bye.